Hello, everybody. This is Charlene Burke with Grow Because You Know. That's www.growbecauseyouknow.com. Welcome to Morning Mindset Cafe, where we are gathering to discuss Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Today, we'll be starting at Chapter 1. It's the introduction. And in that chapter, in those first few pages, in the PDF that I'm reading from, pages 19 to 23, we're really focusing on the burning desire, which is our initial thought that turns into the major definite purpose, something that we're really going to work towards. Planning and then persistence. And one of the stories that is shown to us is 3 feet from gold. And I'm familiar with that story, and I've always said it when those who are trying to reach for something, trying to attain something, and they're just so discouraged, so tired of fighting, is don't stop before the success is achieved. And that's where persistence comes in. There's a lot more to it, but generally that's what we're going to be talking about today. Good morning, Zainab. It's delightful to see you here. So this sets us up, right? This sets us up for learning about the principles of Napoleon Hill that he, chapter by chapter after chapter 1, addresses individually. So we can have just a general discussion about our own experiences, thoughts, comments, how we see these things, how we see burning desire, which we're going to call thought, because Napoleon Hill tells us that we're able to transmute thought into reality. That which I think becomes, and that I have control over those thoughts. Yeah, we learn about that. But right now, what's our burning desire? Do we have one? Those are questions I think that are very important for us to look at in ourselves. Do we have a burning desire? Do we have a vision of what we're working towards? You know, what is it that I ultimately want? And how specific can I get in declaring that? See, it's the specifics that can trip us up too. Hi, Erin. Welcome. Good to see you here. So we got open seats, got 2 open seats. Anybody's welcome to jump in and talk. Join the conversation, please. Interesting, Leah, that you say have burning desire to make money. That's a start, though I will recommend that you take a closer look at that and be more specific. Do you know how much money you want to make? Are you clear on what it looks like when you've made that money and what you're going to do once you have that money? Because what I've learned is that there's Brian, ever faithful Brian. I want to make it too, but I'm out of ink on my printer. That's what it means to be general, right, Brian? That's something we've all learned together, is that if we're too general in what we're asking for, we're not going to get it. Oh, good. That's getting specific, Leah. That's clear. What I did, I'll tell you what I did. When I wrote out my major definite purpose, and yes, I wrote it out. I literally wrote out that by the first day of February 26th, I will have, 2016, sorry. By the first day of February 2016, I will have in my possession this amount of money, and I declare how much money I will have in there in monthly residual income, as well as one-off projects, which will come to me in various amounts from time to time during the interim from now until February 1st. So in exchange for this money, in exchange though, what am I willing to give in exchange? And I have to be clear about that. I am very clear that I will give the most efficient service of which I'm capable, rendering the fullest possible quantity and best possible quality of service in the capacity of marketing and search consultant. In all honesty, excellent. So you've got it clear that you want residual income. You've got it clear that you're willing to give time and best customer service. Outstanding. I believe I will have this money in my possession. I believe it wholeheartedly. I believe it to such a point that I can feel it in my fingertips as dollars that I've taken out from literally, that I take out from the ATM when I write myself a check from the company checking account that says, Charlene, you want $500. Here it is. I can feel it. I can see it in the form of a balance on my checking account statement. That's how real it is. I can see it. I can see it as, what am I going to do when I have that money, right? What am I going to do with it? It is this real. I know when I have that money, a portion of it is going into this account, and that's for marketing. A portion is going into this account, and that is for cost of doing business, tools that I need for my business to continue. I know a portion of it is going into this account, which is fun. Sheer fun. I need that account. I need to know that when I look at that account, I can say, I have that many dollars and I can go have fun with it. So I know, that's what I mean by, do you know where you are going to put and how you're going to use that money? That's how specific we need to get. Now, how do I know this? Is because for the past few months, I've been studying and doing Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. I came up with my definite major purpose. Once I became very, very clear on that, very clear. This is the vision of what my business and I will look like by February 1st of 2016. This is beyond that, what I will look like, right? Then the plan was presented to me. I was open to seeing the opportunities that are going to help me to attain that vision. So now I have that burning desire, which is my ultimate vision, my major definite purpose combined with my ultimate vision. I have a plan in place. And as action has taken place, according to the plan, I've become more and more persistent. And things are happening. Things are happening because of it. So somebody join me, get in the seat. Let's just have a discussion. Yeah, let's just talk about it. I got to tell you, when I first started this, I was very, very leery. But I was in survival mode at the time. Very different than I am today. Very different. Hello, Aaron. Good to see you.
Morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Doing good. I am going to post a link that I found this morning of the book that you're going over. I think it's...
Oh, fantastic. Is that one to... Because I've got a PDF that I share.
Yeah, it's a PDF.
Okay.
I just
so
wanted
here's
to, before I jumped on, go through the pages you were going through.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, thank you.
I have read the book before, and it seems like you're working on what I call crystallizing your vision.
That's right.
I'm not sure what other people call it, but
it's a good way to put it.
That's what I called it before I heard all these other things. And it's just basically getting it clear, when you want something.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people say, oh, I want wealth, right? They think, oh, $1 million. I want to be rich. I want to have $1 million. Mm-hmm. And that's not really what they want. I hate to say it. They really do want to have an abundance, and they want to be productive. And bottom line, they want to produce something and provide. They don't just want $1 million and who cares about everybody else. I don't think most people do. So, like you're saying, you got to understand what you got to put into it. I'm going through a business, another startup, of course.
Okay.
A friend of mine's an artist. He wants to do T-shirts and print the T-shirts and all this. So I'm doing a lot of the footwork to help him, get everything in place so that we can go through that together so he can do T-shirts. Mm-hmm. What I want, I'm absolutely not going to settle for anything less than my investment back and a share of the profit. What I expect, is, a couple $1,000s, hopefully in a month, up to $5,000 in 2 months. What I'm hoping for, the moon, worldwide national brand, of course, huge distribution.
Okay.
But at the same time, I don't want to just be, let's make a bunch of money and we don't care what the working conditions of the people are. We don't care what the quality is or whether it's sustainable or renewable. Realistically, we'd love to be 100% renewable. Everybody needs shirts. Everybody likes to have good styles. So why not make it, so I've been doing some of the footwork to find that out.
So to get clarity on that too, right?
Yeah, before I did any of that, I had to get clarity on it. I had to think, okay, this is not just, fun art time, even though it kind of is.
It's all right. Now you're looking like Albert. Yeah. Thank you. That's better. You're fine. Just sit still. You're okay.
Okay, we got the canopies.
It's really okay. Don't worry about it, Aaron. You're cool. Just relax.
Yeah, you got me recording now. As early as 5 o'clock.
I was not going to say a word. I figured you knew and just go with it, right?
Well, yeah, and that's another thing. When you're crystallized, it doesn't always have to be like money or business. I'm kind of unhealthy, way overweight, and one of the things that I think about when I think wealth and riches is not just money. It's that full spectrum. Family, friends, recreation, your health. One of the things that I crystallized in my thoughts before I started doing it was that health wealth. I want to be wealthy in health. And I realized I have to put in getting up at 5 o'clock here so I can get my tea.
You can do it. Yeah.
Dressed so I can make that call at 5:45 and go meet up at 6 o'clock and do my morning workout.
Well, if that's what it takes, right? You've got, when it comes to the health portion, you've got the clear vision of what you want to be, what you're going to be working towards. And then you figured out what the plan was in order for you to get that, right?
Yep.
And now it comes down to, are you committed? And how dedicated are you? How big is that burning desire, right?
Yep.
Sometimes for me, it's a 3-foot flame right behind my butt. But, it's, if that's what it takes, then that's what happens. And then you persist. And you just go and you do it and persist. And what keeps us going is what I'm hearing you say. You said this, by the way. What keeps you going is that ultimate vision. That's what I'm working towards. I'm not doing it just because I want a potload of money. I'm not doing it because, I want to lose a lot of weight. I want to lose this specific amount of weight, and this is what I'm going to look like when I am done. That's what allows you to be able to persist in the schedule you've got when the time comes that you question if it's actually working. The confidence level, how's that?
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there. I don't.
And that's what it took. The first day, you think I had any confidence at all? I thought for sure the day after that I'd be dead. I couldn't move. But the next day I was dead and I couldn't move. And so I got up and I did it. Yep. And the next day my elbow hurt. I had a blister on my foot. And I got up and I did it. Mm-hmm. And that's what builds the confidence, Starts out, you're afraid, you're scared. Then you say, oh, courage, I'm going to jump in, I'm going to do it. And then
do it anyway.
You go, and then that builds confidence, really. That's really how I see it.
So, that applies, because I am not on the path to lose weight yet. I'm still enjoying every bite. And honestly, I enjoy sitting a lot. And I know that's unhealthy, as I know, but it's not down here to make a difference yet. We're not going to change that just yet. I applaud you, and I'm also all behind anybody who has a solid goal like that. You go. So mine is the attainment of what my business looks like, right? And the same things you just said is what I'm doing when it comes to my business. Because as we persist, as I've persisted, and others who've joined us in conversations here have persisted, we all come across the speed bumps, the hiccups, the concrete walls, and that's internal stuff that says, I'm too tired. I'm tired of the fight. I'm tired of seeing that bank account look like this. I'm tired of trying. So I'm doing what were all those excuses we talked about yesterday? I'm doing all the right things and still nothing's happening. Right? And if my final goal was just to make a potload of money, I'd give up. I'd give up in a week or two, or even I might go a month maybe towards the big pot of money, because there's nothing really clear what that big pot of money means.
Oh, you're making me laugh. We had a little inside running joke, me and my personal friends. Chasing rainbows, leprechauns and pots of gold, I tell you. Thank you, money. And really, and that's what it is. When I've heard it said, I don't know where, but the love for money or something like that, being a root of evil. And really,
oh yeah, it's the love.
I don't know where it came from.
The love of money is the root of all evil. Okay. And what that means is that your entire focus is the sake of money. You will do anything for the sake of money alone.
It's so hard. And that's what, doing my startups. Yeah, I like business. I realize commerce needs to take place, but I do a lot of different startups. I help people get their business going. Like my friend right now who's an artist who, all he wants to do is art, and he's incredible, but he doesn't have that business mind, I guess. 4 years of college or whatever gets you into this understanding of how business works. And so I'm going to walk through with him while he's doing the art, selecting the art, getting the shirts, getting the print set.
Fantastic.
Until he's self-sufficient. Hopefully he'll be self-sufficient enough where I can, it's not going to consume a lot of my time.
Time will tell.
And, if it does good and we can get all the marketing in place and it gets profitable, well then bam, there's residual money for me. I get money from the t-shirt company, from the art brand, and the hopefully worldwide label. Not because that's what I want. Sure, that'd be great to have.
That's smart business, though.
$1 billion fashion industry. Right now, it's for me and my friend. I want to help him because he's in a situation, starving artist. He wants to put the food, money in his hands so he can eat. And, he's got mad skills as an artist, and that's what he wants to do. So it's like.
Excellent.
Just a little piece of my business that I had to crystallize, and I'm in the process of going through the steps, building that confidence and knowledge base in the fashion industry, I guess.
Yeah, it's a new industry. Got to get up to speed on it. I get that. Seats open. Somebody wants to join me and Aaron. I got some good comments happening. Ken, a reminder on page 20. When a man really desires a thing so deeply, he's willing to stake his entire future on a single turn of the wheel in order to get it. He is sure to win. Yes. Yes, because we've become so intensely focused on attaining that one thing. We learn what we need to learn. We persist in the doing. We continue to move forward. And it's so deep. That's why it's so important that we crystallize the whole reason why we're doing what we're doing. The story that 3 feet from gold, right? The short version is you keep digging and finally get to a point where you just give up. You just had enough. You just let, he's in a basement. I figured that part out.
Yeah, I'm in the garage.
All right, so he's in a garage, and why would you heat a garage unless you work in the garage?
Outside.
But the story
here, 5:20 in California, it's still pitch black.
Yes, it is. It is. You're getting sunshine though. Trust me, that's what's coming out here on the East Coast. The sun is coming up.
Oh yeah, it usually comes up during the workout. So yeah, awesome.
So the story of 3 feet from gold. You can go back in the light, Aaron.
I can. I got to keep moving.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're right. You got to keep moving. Is about going after something in particular, getting it, and then suddenly it stops. So you give up, and somebody else comes in and does a little more work, and then they get the bigger success. So I've always taken that to mean, and I've lived by this, don't stop before it happens. If you're that intent on it, don't stop before it happens for 30, 40 years. The problem I always had was being clear about, it's good to know I'm live. How's my hair, dear? Hi, Martha. Thank you for telling me. Tell me my hair's good. Hi, everybody, on the Mastermind webinar demoing lab. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in, Martha. Glad that you thought enough of me to demo from mine. So anyway, the point was that which I always wanted to attain, I always had a clear picture in my mind of what I wanted, and I didn't stop until I got it. That which I never got, I never had a clear picture in my mind of what that looked like, and I didn't want it bad enough. You know, my captain, I shoot pool on a team, and my captain's always saying, either to me or to one other, when we miss a shot, well, you just didn't want it bad enough, did you? And it's true. It's true. I'm a good enough shot that when I am focused and I can see the shot before I make it, and I'm clear about what it looks like to make the shot, I make it. I do. I'm a shot maker. I'm learning the ins and outs of defense and everything else. So he's teaching me the rest of the game. But so something as simple as a sports thing that you're doing, or whatever it may be. In this case, with Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, we're learning about ourselves, about what it takes for us to be ready to make the riches in terms of our businesses. And that brings me back to a question that was posed or comment. I want a load of money. I want a lot of money. Get more specific. How much? When do you want it by? And be open to the opportunities that are going to give you steps you can take and become part of the plan for you to attain it. And that's really what I'm seeing out of those first couple of pages here in the intro, prepping us for real discussion and real solid, meaty stuff into the chapters that go into each principle that we'll be learning about. Zainab, definitely seen in that. Oh, seen that in sports. Yes. Yes. Aren't athletes taught to visualize? Aren't, I mean, when I was a pianist, I was trained as a classical pianist, and what I would do when I wasn't playing was to imagine myself playing. And oftentimes the fingers would be along the thighs or on the desk or something. I'd be playing a little bit because there would be something I was trying to master. There might be a phrase or a half a section of a piece I was trying to master. And oftentimes I would visualize it. So yes, Zainab, you definitely see that in sports. Hello, Dina. Welcome. I knew you'd come in. I've been calling you.
Yeah,
Rocco, glad you're here. Let me give a physical shout out to everybody. You are not leaving yet, Aaron. Hello, Omar. Yes, Martha. So glad you're here. I'm perfectly okay with you blab bombing, if you will. And Rob Zabrowski, so good to have you in here with us. It was a pleasure to see you. Mia, always good to have you. We'll give this shout out to Mira. Of course, we have Aaron with us. Zainab, you're such a it's good to see you. Matt, giving some great comments in the comment section. Leah, thank you for staying with us to this point. Ken, you've had some great comments. Cindy, Brian, your doll, I hope you've had your coffee by now. Ian, always welcome. All right, Dina, good to see you.
Good morning. It seems that I can't live without you.
It seems that way. And I must say, I'm glad
I'm becoming addicted
because I like having you here. And
I know like you feel better. Like me. Oh, thank you. See, I'm also we're having blues today. I'm accompanying you in the blues.
Oh, you're ready?
Actually, Aaron also has the blue. So we are all in the bluish colors today, see?
Oh, there's the blue. Thank you, Aaron.
The power of attraction.
Great minds think alike. Y'all got the memo, right?
I know that you love somebody to chat. So if I don't see someone, then I need to pop in. Of course, if I have something to say. But I usually do have something to say anyhow. I like a bad girl I am. I didn't join from the beginning, and I didn't hear. And now what I'm going to do, because you're really hooking me up with the whole thing. I'm going to be reading now the pages, as long as I know which ones how long you're going to go down. I'm going to be reading beforehand, because as I said, I'm not very good in listening someone else reading. So I will read it myself beforehand, and I'll be ready, because when I come late and I don't know what you have already read, so I have to rely totally on what's being
what's
discussed.
happening at the time. Well, I'll tell you, Dina, I did not read anything. I put
you changed.
I've changed. So those who are new, meaning to the new way of what we're doing here, I've got up here in one of the seats the question. And that is because it has more spaces to type. I have more space to actually put out there.
How did you do that? How did you
I put it in the form. Isn't that not cool? I was brilliant this morning. I got to tell you, I was just brilliant. I put it in the form of a question. And then when I say I answered the question, I can pin it to a seat, so that, because if you look to the left in the questions box, it's cut off, right? But if I put it in the seat, now everybody knows pretty much what we're talking about. It's chapter 1, the introduction, which covers the burning desire, which is our thought, the major definite purpose, a plan, and persistence until success. And I thought, well, we can talk about the 3 feet from gold story. Don't stop before the success is achieved. But in general, it's the introduction to some of the principles we'll be talking more about as we progress. And that's all I did. I didn't read anything else. And I gave a copy of the PDF, and Aaron shared his link, so people have their choice. I'm glad you like it, Rocco.
I should read it, because actually I haven't read the book. I've listened to the tapes. I have listened to the audios of the book, but I haven't actually sat and read it. So I said this is a very good opportunity. So here goes my 2 cents.
Okay. All right, my dear.
Concerning the giving up bit, there are 2 things. Concerning the giving up thing before you succeed. If we were sure we're going to sooner or later succeed, I kind of like though that I was next to you. Now I'm like, I have to see you diagonically. Anyhow, if we knew from the beginning that we're going to succeed, then, and that's where the belief comes in again, then it would have been easier for us to be patient and more persistent to our efforts till we get the success. Why we give up is because we are uncertain. Either we don't believe it enough, or we're uncertain in some way of the possibility of something succeeding. There's always there's 2 sides to the same coin. Is like really deciding. Again, you have to stand back and see what am I persisting on. There are times you need to pursue your goal. You should not say never give up. Now, I want to say that goes for everything. You know, life is not black and white. It's not never give up on anything. Sometimes you have to let go. It's not working, right? Take for business, your business, for instance. You're trying a new project, and you're trying, and you're trying, and you're trying, and you tweak it like this, and it's just not working. Sometimes you just have to give it up. Try something else. What happened, Aaron? Is so dark down there.
Yeah, he's on the West Coast.
I'm in California. It's about 5:30. I go outside because everyone's sleeping inside, and
then he found out how cold it is out there.
And I could add to that, Dina, like the T-shirt thing I was telling you about that I'm doing. Well, that was actually something years ago that we were doing, and my friend, he didn't believe it was going to happen. He was like, whatever. And so at that time, it wasn't right for him. I've been doing some other stuff with hats and T-shirts, and so now he sees, oh, well, he's going to make it happen with me or not. So now he's, now we're going to be able to pick up on that, and something I believe all the time with his art and my business knowledge that we could do something, and now he's believing it. So there's a certain dynamic when you're working with more than one person too.
Yes.
And that's huge about business.
But see, that's what Napoleon Hill brings that in, though, Aaron. Remember, I know you were in a couple of our conversations here, right?
Yeah.
Where it's my vision, but it doesn't mean that I'm the one that's always doing the work towards the vision. It's just that I'm the one that has it. So part of my job is to find others with skill sets that I don't have, or that I need to learn so I can learn them, so that I can reach that vision that I have. That's part of the plan that came in, and opportunities that come up is that I can offload literally some of the stuff, because it feels like an offload, empty that semi truck, right? Offload some of that which I don't know, like you're talking about exactly, your artist friend. If he can focus strictly on the vision of creating, and you can focus on the vision of taking the creation to market, which are two skill sets that come together because you both believe in the ultimate vision.
Yeah, I mean, we've been 3 feet away from gold on this 2 years ago when we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I kind of think of it, let's just simplify it on the gold mining. So 3 feet from gold, I know the gold's there. I just don't have a dynamite.
There you go. Love it.
The guy that knows how to run the dynamite and get him to understand that, hey, we're only 3 feet away from gold, but I just need a dynamite to blow that wall. And bam-a-lama.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't give up.
It's an excellent way to put it.
I got to go. It might take a while to get the resources I need to follow and persist and continue on that.
I love the way you put that, Aaron. That's why I wanted you to stay. I knew you'd come out with something cool.
Well, I'm just trying to think today, you know, what I'm involved in today, try and relate it to these principles.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that's what I try and do every day. I'm going to mute out, though. I'm going to stay on. If you say something that I'm going to go inside.
Yeah, come back if you want to contribute. It's been a pleasure having you on here. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'll stay up if you want, or I can just mute.
No, go ahead and empty the seat just in case there's somebody who's got your nerve to come on the live stream and join us. You can comment, or when the seat's empty, come back in.
All right, thanks.
All right, thank you, Aaron. It's good to have you with us. So we do have an open seat. Anybody wants to jump on and participate in the discussion? I love the way that he was so clearly able to say that he could see that 2 years ago we were that close. You know, we were that close. And there are times when I can look back to see that actually I was that close. It wasn't 2 years ago, but in other projects that I've done. But my burning desire just wasn't strong enough. It didn't sustain me. Yeah. It wasn't enough. It didn't go beyond into a vision of what I'm working towards as clearly as what I have now. Good morning, Rocco.
Morning, Shelly.
Missed you. You've been traveling man. I know you have. Good to see you.
I know. Nice seeing you too. I just wanted to chime in about this burning desire stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like out of necessity. If you are homeless, like say for example, you were evicted from your apartment and you were homeless and you didn't have a place to stay and you were hungry and you were very cold, say it was like 30 degrees outside and you had no place to stay, you would become extremely creative in figuring out exactly how to survive. That's part of what burning desire is. Oftentimes our comfort and our complacency.
You're right. It is the burning desire to run away from something instead of to something.
Right.
I've had that.
So I've had that. For me, I have to create certain situations where it's a do or die situation. Have you ever seen that Batman?
Really?
Have you ever seen that Batman movie where he's like trapped in a cave and then he talks real weird? He's like, where is he? He's got that weird voice where he's in a cave and he has to climb out of the cave. And there's like a monk inside of the cave and he ties a rope around his waist and he jumps and he keeps missing the other side and he keeps falling down. And then he asks the monk, he's like, how do I do this? And the monk says, you have to cut the rope.
It's the rope that was holding him back from reaching the...
Because he had that safety. And it's almost like it's like burning the ships. When you go, when you go to battle,
So are you going to tell me that you have to have that almost every time before you start something new, that it has to be a do or die effort?
Yeah,
that's a lot of adrenaline.
Kind of weird like that. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just trying to understand that I did understand what you said.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And I only say that because I was in a position when I first started my business. The whole point was to run away from the corporate life, right? To run away from those environments that just don't suit me and the way I work. And it really wasn't running towards something because I didn't have a lot of business skills. So I had to start and learn, and I was willing, and I did whatever was necessary. And that was in 2008. And 2013 is when the need to run away burnt out. That's why it's not sustainable in my experience. And I'm hearing you say it's not in yours, so you craft an experience or a vision so that it does become that getaway feeling, right?
Well, I'll sleep on the floor. I'll take a cold shower. I will sleep in the car. Like whatever I got to do, even if I don't have to, or even my bank account. My bank account automatically drafts my money to another account that I don't even see. So I look at a bank account and it looks like
that's what I was talking. Just 1 second here. I'm going to put this out to the comment area. And I think it was Leah that I was actually saying this to, just in general, because she's the one that started the thing about money and then getting more specific and everything. That's what I meant by visualizing how my money is going to go and where it's going to go. It's not that I'm writing the checks out to these other accounts. It's auto draft that upon receipt of this much money, boom, it's automatically deposited into these other accounts. Go ahead, Rocco.
No, I mean, it's like if you have to spend $2,000 a month, or else you're going to be out in the streets, you will make that $2,000 a month. I mean, at least for my personal, like if someone's chasing me with a knife,
right. But again, what I'm hearing you say is that you put yourself in a position to feel that intense adrenaline.
Yeah.
In order to get focused so that you can achieve something. Am I right? Is that what I hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very, very similar, but a lot of it's like adventure. I crave adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's him. That's Rocco, right?
Oh, I know. That's what I was
his personality. We don't have to reach to.
I just wanted to understand where you were coming from to make sure I understood it. And I do. And I get it. It's not what works for me because I am more low key. And so that intensity of energy would wipe me out quickly. I wouldn't be able to tolerate it for very long, and I wouldn't be successful going that route. But I was just curious, thank you for sharing more details. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so what does burning desire mean for y'all? Because for me, burning desire means intensity,
There's intensity. And if I were to articulate what that intensity is, it is it's got more of a positive tone to it, that I'm looking forward to doing something. I am, as you all know, I'm committed to doing Morning Mindset Cafe. I look forward to doing it every morning. I get upset when Blab breaks and I can't get on here, right? The once or twice that happen. I enjoy what I'm going to do. It is, yes, it's a drive that I can't ignore. Thank you, Melanie. It's an excellent word. I'm driven to do this because I know the benefit for myself has been tremendous. It's proven to be tremendous. So that adds to the desire to do this. But it also is part of my ultimate goal. It's part of my major definite purpose. It is a part of building my own skill set and showcasing my expertise to be attractive to the like-minded people that can join me on the journey of my major definite purpose. So that's also a part of all of this. So it's not just in its singular. It's not a standalone piece. It is a part of it. You all are part of the plan. It is part of my plan because it was an opportunity that presented itself that was in line with what I needed in order to grow and to be better, so that when I reach my major definite purpose, I can handle it and I can grow more from there.
Awesome.
So it's a little different, it's got a little different tone and feel to it. That's my approach and how I can articulate it. How about you, Dina?
Intensity also, again, like everything else, it's the same coin with two different sides, and it can backfire you. I mean, it works for Rocco probably the way he's handling it, but sometimes when we have that intense desire, something that we want really, really much, and we are attached to that desire, that itself can turn into a block that stop us from actually achieving what we want, because there is that not a positive vibe behind that intense desire. And if we are in a situation of need, for instance, like what Rocco was saying, I really want this business to work, or this project.
Oh, the desperation.
I really need the money, and I have desire to work, and I really need the money. So that it brings out frustration. It brings, as you say, desperation, and that, I mean, from my personal experience, whenever I wanted something so much that I was attached to that desire, it just would not work. I would just.
Right.
I would never get it. I never get it. So yes, burning desire means something that you want it 100%, but not to skip the 100%, right? Not to go to the other side. It's like being, like we talk about determination and stubbornness. They have the same foundation. Determination is one is positive, the other is negative. So I want something very much. That means I'm not like about it. Yeah, all right. This is what means, that's why he's using, I think, burning desire. That I'm not like mediocre in the thing I want. I'm not like I want it, but not so much. I want it, but I'm not sure. So if the desire is like that, again, it won't work. And it won't work for two reasons, and you're not going to put the appropriate effort to do it. One, and second, you will not going to be, vibrating out the appropriate energies to bring the coincidences necessary for you to achieve that desire.
Right. So another way to look at it, let me make sure I understand this, Dina, because you know me, I want to make sure I get it. What you're saying is that when I'm not desperate, but instead I'm focused on that ultimate vision, I can attract those who can help me to attain it. And some of that attraction is skills that I don't have. Some of it is money that I need investments. I need, what is it that we need in the plan in order to attain the ultimate vision? And if we have that, and the intensity is not desperation, but one of passion, I really desire this. This is what I have a clear vision.
Clarity, yes.
Clarity, yes. Then it's more sustainable, and more things are likely to happen. So that's the attraction you're talking about. Am I right? Where you're attracting people. People are attracted to the passion, or they're attracted to the vision, right? But there's something about who you're following that's attractive, right? Which is different than being desperate. Desperation repels. I know that much.
Yes.
I've tried it.
I actually do a course which I call the Anatomy of Manifestation, how to dreams. So I went, they organized one event in Greece. I'm going to give you real-time examples here. So because of course it was overseas and all the expenses involved, and I booked the nice conference room in a hotel. I was very anxious that I will fill up the room. So I will give you now the negative, one negative example and one positive example. So here comes the time now. So I was in that vibe. So here comes the time of the event, and so happened that, you know, generally the weather in Rhodes in Greece it's good. You know, we have 300 days of sun there out of 365. Storm outside, storm, very windy, and oh, come on, Dina, you're such a powerful soul that you're bringing storms in the house. I don't know. So storm. So here comes the time where I said I'm going to start the book. I'm looking, and I'm seeing only 2 people. And I knew, because I got some pre-bookings as well. I knew I had about 20 people coming. Nobody was coming. So I'm waiting, and I start feeling such a failure. It was such a disaster. I couldn't believe this was happening to me. And I'm standing there with my lovely high heels, well, sort of having nice clothes and everything. The room is empty. Nicely said. So finally, people did come in, but it had for me to let go a little bit, take some deep breaths, and accept it might happen, it might not happen. It's like, here's where self-talk is important. And 2 people I have, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have fun with my 2 people. And gradually, people start coming in. So I ended up having about 30 people in the room. Now, from the positive side, another example, which I was using it in the workshop as well. I got my nice clothes with me, but I wanted to wear. I'm not a dress person. I'm not feeling very comfortable in a dress. Usually I have wear trousers, but for this event, it was a special event, I wanted to wear a dress. So it would have been nice for me to have a dress, but I didn't have time to go and buy it. So I was staying with my mom, and my mom then, before the event, turned to them, oh, you know what? Your sister bought this dress for the wedding. She was going to go, and it fit her, so she left behind. Let me try the dress. I'm trying the dress, and it fitted perfectly, as if, you know, I went out and bought it myself. Another example of the same day, and it was so interesting, because there were the desires of 2 people being satisfied at the same time. Little things, right? I said, wouldn't it be nice to have a nice wallet? And I was remembering these, you know, these cloth Indian design wallets. I really, you know, had a very specific desire for me to put the money that people are giving out. I said, oh, I didn't bring anything to put the money in. So my cousin visits me, you know, to say hello. You know, he hasn't seen me for a long time. And he says, my darling Dina, I brought you a little gift. And she gives me, and what was it? It was a lovely Indian wallet. And she had other bits and pieces in there. And I said, I cannot believe this. Now, she had bought the wallet for me long back. I never spoke to my desire to anybody, not even my mother. It was something that I thought personally. So she comes, and then after we talked a bit, had our coffee, whatever, her daughter calls her on the mobile, and she tells me, Mom, can you buy me, how do we call this in English? You know, this nail polish? You color your nails. And I tell her, I cannot believe. She says, oh, I need to go and buy her this. I said, this is what I brought you as part of your gifts we usually get gifts when we come from traveling, whatever. And it was in there, in the gift. So her desire got fulfilled. And I mean, something already bought. Now, you explain me this. How does this work?
And that's why we love Napoleon Hill, because Napoleon Hill explains it, right, Dina? Napoleon Hill says that our thoughts are transmitted to each other. We're all energy. And when you are now in a place of having worked on yourself and or you are focused on an outcome and you're ready to receive, things happen. Now, again, Napoleon Hill goes into more detail on the principles, and I don't understand them completely. Rocco, this is not woo-woo stuff. There's scientific evidence that our thoughts are energy, right? But I'm finally grasping those concepts. It takes quite a while to grasp those concepts. The idea, though, is that when we are focused on a particular desire, and we are working towards it, whether it's for tomorrow's happening or 5 years from now, we attract that which is going to happen.
Have we lost Charlene?
Yeah.
Or is it me? She froze there.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. She'll find us back. It has happened before. As long as I think it's running, I'm sure she can find us back. So how to continue now from her? It's also the thing that going beyond the 3 aspects of time as well, because this is a bit woo-woo, Rocco, sorry. We are going beyond the 3, because energy is beyond the 3-dimensional world.
Right.
And it exists beyond time. Otherwise, difficult to comprehend how things like the experiences I have shared, happen. How it was like, my desire was already there waiting for me before I even consciously recognized or expressed the desire in a form of a thought. It was just waiting for me. So sometimes what we want is already there. We need to meet with our desire.
Well, we only receive what we believe we deserve. And what we want always is there. It's always there. We just don't have the consciousness to be able to recognize that it's there because we're so distracted by our thoughts and our own particular distractions in our lives. So that's why burning desire and focus works so much, because it's like a radar and we're able to recognize.
I love that. Radar.
It's a radar. It's like right there. It's like they say that love just, oh my God, love just found me. I found love. But you were ready for it. You would work through a lot of different things and you were looking for it. And it's like, oh, there you go. It's like your wallet. You could have seen 80 different other wallets, but you had a specific wallet in mind. And then all of a sudden it just appeared into your radar and you're like, oh, there it is. I see it. So if we eliminate our distractions and we focus on honing and toning our radar and being very specific and clear about what we want through that burning desire of commitment and a major definite purpose until successful, then 3 feet from gold is where it is,
We are 2 things. I've been breaking my head to find the right expression, because you talk about radar, so it's something very similar. We have antennas of sending out and antennas of receiving. I know the words in Greek, but I can't get them in English right now. So we are the sender and we are the receiver as well. And both need to work. Yes, we need to send, and we are continuously sending. If you've read the the Abraham teachings, we are constantly throwing out desires. Our issue is on the receiving part. And it's not we're not receiving because we are not given. We are always given. But somehow, and usually it's subconsciously, we block ourselves from that receiving part.
Right.
And I'm such a good example of this at times because, I know, I've seen myself, like everybody else, is such a good manifester. At sometimes at specific things, but at other times, the burning desire is there. But I know my receiving part, I'm blocking it somehow. And I need to find the block. So in my formula also, the formula of manifestation, removing the blocks that stop you from receiving. Very, very important. I mean, Charlene probably is fed up because I keep on repeating that, fed up listening to this. But you need to keep on removing, call it mud, call it walls, breaking down, whatever it is, the inner resistance. Basically, it's our inner resistance that's stopping us from.
See, I love what you're talking about because that's what the principles of Napoleon Hill are about. Is about again we've gotten the clarity on what our vision's going to be. We've gotten the clarity on what the major definite purpose is. We've got the plan, or we're open to things to put in the plan, and we have persistence. There's so much more involved, but it's the other things that are involved that are all about how making us better to receive the assistance that we're asking for. Be able to receive the opportunities that are going to help us to get where we want to go.
Yeah.
One of the best ways that I've found to remove any blocks and be an amazing receptor is receive everything that like if somebody goes, hey, you want a piece of candy? And even though you don't want a piece of candy, just be like, give it to me. Give it to me, please. I receive.
See, we're so very different, Rocco. When I do that, I'm open to too much, and that takes me away from the path of attaining my definite purpose. So
Really?
Because what's happened to me is that I've got the clarity of where I want to go, and I'm able to discern that what you're offering to me isn't really a good piece of the plan. It's not going to be helpful. So I can say no. No, thank you. Thank you for the offer. I appreciate that. I always do it graciously, of course, because you might be helpful to me later. But seriously, there comes a time when you become so clear on where you're going and why you're going there. This is what's happened to me, that I'm able to determine, and I make those decisions along the way, and I learn how to make those decisions through trial and error and what have you, that no, this isn't going to be helpful to get me where I want to go. That's really not, and that includes the stuff I really, really want to do. I mean, I've been asked.
Charlene, can I just? I can totally see your point.
Jump in.
I can totally see Rocco's point. So let me offer you the middle avenue in this.
Okay.
And the middle avenue, I would put in little bit different words. Is that, and I think that also what Rocco was trying to say basically is be accepting and grateful for the things that the universe, whatever you want to define universe, has given, is giving to you.
Mm-hmm.
So life, let's just say universe and life, whatever life or other people are giving to you. And it is an art to receive. Sometimes there are many people who are very serviceable people. They find it very easy to give,
Mm-hmm.
but then they find it so hard to receive.
Yes.
Call it pride, call it being uncomfortable, call it they will feel that they were any less. But they find it difficult to receive. So that's a block. Or people, not being grateful of whatever we're receiving. We are always after the things we don't have, and I'm guilty of that. caught myself with this many times, right?
Right.
Whatever I'm sharing here is personal experience through everything.
Of course.
So I'm not any kind of big guru here. So it's really personal experience, and I'm in it. I'm going through my stuff. I've gone through stuff, going through my stuff, will go through my stuff. So I forgot what I wanted to say. What was I saying before I blabbed about
Well,
myself?
the idea is that be grateful for that which is coming your way, but be able to identify that which is blocking from you things from coming your way or being open to growing more. Because the things that you're blocking, in the instance of if I'm a giver and I refuse to receive, I'm stymieing my own personal growth. I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to constantly be in the battles of my own emotional state because I'm unable to receive. But if I can identify that, then there are techniques and tactics to be able to tackle it, which is I can replace those thoughts which can affect those feelings and eventually become a receiver as well, which has then helped me to grow and to be more. That's what I heard.
Yeah, and absolutely. And
okay.
The gratefulness part of it as well. I mean, this is the point I wanted to make. And I'll give you a very easy example that I catch myself doing, and I'm sure other people are doing. One thing happens, or one thing happens that didn't go according to your liking. And what happens is that this event triggers again from your subconscious and your memory. Oh, these events. Oh, here this is happening again, and this has happened, and this has happened, and this has happened. And so I'll start seeing all these negative things in front of me that have taken place.
There's the roadblock.
And I'm missing from my vision all the good things that are happening to me right now.
Yes. And what can happen with that, if I can take it one step further and come back with something different if that's the case, is that becomes the roadblock which stops my ability to persist. And that can often be that which makes me stop 3 feet from gold. That's what makes me stop from this close to, making the big deal, to achieving what I've been after. Something happens and suddenly that's like a magnifying glass. That's all I know, because then, like you said, and that's when I start going back saying it always happens. I put in this much effort and everything just goes, I do this much and it just goes, and that's
especially as donors, this happens so often, I think, and we are already loners because we are solopreneurs, and that's where the support system, the good friends, the success mastermind groups are necessary.
Which I love mastermind groups.
Any support, I've been in some of them, but it has to be the real deal, It's not somebody
That's what I have, yes.
It has to be the real deal. It has to be with people you resonate, and and I want to create a group like that. I've been seeing my plan that people that really I resonate with, because the people that usually do masterminds are people. Okay, I do the workshop and I'm the leader, and I have my students as mastermind. It's a little bit different than creating
a coaching setting. That's like a group coaching. Yeah.
Which
Jack, but that's a bit much. I'll take it, but that's a bit much, just so you know. That's one way to ground me. Put me up to that level. That'll ground me quick.
But I can't vote. Is Charlene is too humble, I think. That I can vouch for.
We'll see. Give me a little more time to adjust to some of the things that you guys say about me. Just a little more time. That's all I ask. I need to adjust to it. I'm not used to the accolades.
Anytime you like, darling. Anytime you like.
But let me, Dina, if you'll let me, I need to shut down the recording portion because we've hit the 1 hour. And for those who watch the replay, that's what they expect. So I don't want to they want them to think they're missing out on something if they leave now. So we'll shut down the recording part and we'll continue the conversation. This is Charlene Burke with Grow Because You Know. That's www.growbecauseyouknow.com. I want to thank everybody who's joined me in the live stream. That's Aaron and Dina and Rocco. What terrific conversations we've had in the live stream. And the comments in the comment section have been fantastic. What a great way to start the day, which is kind of the whole point. So thank you, everybody, for joining us for Morning Mindset Cafe, where we talked a little bit about burning desire, having a major definite purpose, planning, persistence, doing it until you are successful. Don't stop. Don't stop if you truly believe in what you're doing, because when you stop, you could easily be this close to success. And if that's the truth, then you just simply need to put it out there so that you can get with people who can get you that extra couple of feet. So let's move forward with the day on purpose, with purpose, to grow our hearts, grow our minds, and grow our businesses.